Alrighty, so today we're doing part two of Charlotte's biggest mega projects and all the crazy projects that are coming to Charlotte very, very soon. If you didn't catch the last one, go back and please check that out. We are going to be talking through the remainder of the $6 billion being spent in Charlotte right now in order to um, add upgrades, new developments, renovations, all sorts of stuff. Again, we covered 5 of our 7 yesterday. You can go check out the live stream on this channel because most people have absolutely no idea what all of this new building and development is going to do to home prices, to the city as a whole. And these are all projects that I've been watching for many months now. And so I'm going to show you exactly where there is real leverage in the market for both buyers and sellers because there's a lot of opportunity. And a couple of neighborhoods that are going to very quietly change a lot from all this development. So the big ones today, let me share my screen. I know this has been very, very much anticipated because I got so many angry comments on the original version of this video when we accidentally left out the Bank of America Stadium multi-phase renovation. $800 million in renovation, 650 of which is being funded by the city, and another 150 which is being funded by Tepper Sports and Entertainment, scheduled for completion here over the next 3-4 years, managed by Clark Construction. Let's dig into it. So, for the Panthers Stadium, Bank of America Stadium, Clark Construction. Yeah, we'll go through a few of these. Let's start with something fun. Let's see. I have to change this so it's the tab so you can hear. Let's try it again.
Has approved an $800 million renovation of Bank of America Stadium, with $650 million coming from public funds and $150 million from Panthers owner David Tepper. The deal keeps the Carolina Panthers and Charlotte FC in Charlotte through at least 2044. Welcome to Big Builds. On June 24th, 2024, Charlotte City Council voted to approve what would become the largest
I'm struggling to see if this is actually, let's see, audio input is choosing number. I'm just making sure that the audio is coming through for this. Oh, and the browser prompt. Let's try it again. My apologies. Also share tab audio. Yeah.
public investment in Carolina sports history. The $800 million renovation of Bank of America Stadium represents a massive commitment from both the city and the team, with a public contribution of $650 million raising immediate questions about taxpayer value and long-term benefits for the Charlotte community. The financial structure relies entirely on existing hospitality and tourism taxes, meaning no new tax increases for Charlotte residents. According to Dr. Victor Matheson, sports economist at College of the Holy Cross, this funding mechanism shifts the burden primarily to visitors and tourists rather than local taxpayers. However, he notes that opportunity cost remains a consideration, as these funds could theoretically support other municipal priorities. Bank of America Stadium opened in 1996, and by 2021, structural audits from engineering firm Walter P. Moore revealed significant infrastructure concerns. The mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems required comprehensive modernization, while the facility struggled to meet current NFL standards for hospitality and technology. Panthers
Don't know about that, but I was downtown yesterday and I saw them testing out the lights, and that looked dope. I should have gotten a video of it.
Owner David Tepper had publicly discussed either major renovation or potential relocation, creating urgency for Charlotte officials to act. The approved plan keeps the stadium at its current Uptown Charlotte location, with complete reconstruction postponed in favor of comprehensive renovation.
To be fair, there's also an argument that can be made on this as well. Well, two things. One, there'd be no reason to make this video if you didn't portray it in somewhat of a controversial light. Like, there'd literally be no point to making the video. That's how this got 28,000 views, or 29,000 actually. But there's the ripple effect from the investment, and the city's going to be the one to primarily benefit from that increase in hospitality and tourism. So it would make sense that they're going to chip in, because they're going to disproportionately benefit.
HOK, the global stadium architecture firm behind SoFi Stadium and Allegiant Stadium, designed the renovation to transform fan experience while maintaining operational continuity. Both the Carolina Panthers and Charlotte FC will continue playing throughout the 5-year construction timeline from early 2025 through late 2029. The renovation scope touches virtually every aspect of the stadium experience. Every single seat across all seating levels will be replaced with modern options featuring improved sightlines and comfort. New video boards at both end zones will dwarf the current displays, while LED technology will surround the entire seating bowl. The audio system receives a complete overhaul with state-of-the-art speakers and acoustic engineering. Infrastructure improvements extend throughout the facility. Express escalators and elevators will improve accessibility across all concourse levels, while every restroom undergoes modernization with touchless fixtures and expanded gender-neutral options. The mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems that serve the entire stadium will be renovated or replaced, addressing the core structural concerns identified in engineering audits. The exterior transformation may prove most dramatic for Charlotte residents. The stadium facade receives a complete redesign with new glass pavilions, creating transparency between the building and surrounding streets. The south.
Yeah, but who cares? Maybe this is just me being... My German heritage is coming through annoyingly, because I'm very utilitarian. But it's going to look cool, but like, outside of the press release, does that really drive measurable revenue? Just my thought, my curiosity.
South Lawn becomes a major public space designed for community use on non-event days, hosting educational programs, fitness classes, outdoor movies, and neighborhood gatherings. David Tepper emphasized this community integration aspect during council presentations, positioning the stadium as a year-round civic asset rather than an event-only facility. The North Concourse converts into the Skyline Deck, an open-air terrace offering panoramic views of Charlotte's downtown skyline. This space will operate as both a premium game day destination and a rentable venue for private events throughout the year. New public plazas surrounding the stadium will accommodate fan fests, concerts, sports competitions, and esports tournaments, expanding the facility's utility beyond traditional football and soccer matches. Hospitality and premium seating undergo total transformation. Every hospitality lounge and club space will be renovated or expanded, with new all-inclusive suites and modernized options across all seating levels. A new social patio area and field-level club rooms bring fans closer to the action, while multiple new bars and grab-and-go food courts address long-standing concession complaints. The team store expands significantly, with additional retail spaces connecting to the surrounding entertainment district. The renovation incorporates sustainability measures becoming standard across new NFL facilities. Energy-efficient HVAC systems, LED lighting throughout, and rainwater collection systems reduce environmental impact and operational costs. Waste management systems prioritize recycling and composting, while improved connectivity infrastructure supports digital ticketing and cashless concessions. Player facilities receive equal attention to fan amenities. New locker rooms, physical therapy spaces, and medical facilities meet current NFL standards for player health and recovery. Fitness rooms, team meeting spaces, and coaching offices undergo complete renovation for both the Panthers and Charlotte FC. The playing surface itself gets upgraded drainage and irrigation systems, while the tunnel experience for player introductions receives theatrical enhancements. The 20-year commitment represents the core business outcome for Charlotte. The agreement prevents the Panthers from relocating before 2044, with significant financial penalties discouraging any earlier departure. Panthers president Christy Coleman stated publicly that this renovation positions Charlotte as the team's permanent home, though the contract technically allows relocation discussions starting in 2044. Cleveland State University economist J.C. Bradbury, who has studied NFL stadium economics extensively, notes that public financing for stadium renovations typically offers better community value than new construction projects. The renovation preserves existing infrastructure investment while modernizing amenities, avoiding the massive demolition costs and site preparation expenses associated with new builds. However, he emphasizes that $650 million in public funding still requires careful economic impact assessment. The projected economic impact during construction reaches $1.8 billion, according to studies commissioned by the Panthers organization. Construction is expected to create over 2,000 jobs during the build phase, with ongoing operational employment increasing through expanded hospitality and event programming. Independent economists typically discount these figures, noting that entertainment spending often represents reallocated rather than new economic activity. Political opposition focused primarily on the public funding split rather than the renovation concept itself. Some Charlotte City Council members argued for a higher private contribution from David Tepper, whose net worth exceeds $15 billion. Supporters countered that without substantial public investment, the Panthers might pursue relocation to cities offering more generous stadium deals, pointing to recent NFL franchise movements and expansion discussions. The contract includes additional
Yeah, you can't negotiate in a vacuum. Like, number one rule of negotiation is to know your footing that you're on. And there's no shortage of cities that would love to. Because, like, what's the cost? Throwing up a stadium? Panthers aren't even originally from here. They relocated here. Just like everybody that lives here.
requirements beyond the initial $800 million renovation. David Tepper commits to an additional $420 million in facility investments over the next 20 years, ensuring continued modernization beyond the initial construction phase. 10-year facility reviews are mandated, with options for additional upgrades as technology and NFL standards evolve. Construction phasing allows both teams to maintain home schedules throughout the renovation period. Phase 1 from 2025 through 2026 focuses on behind-the-scenes infrastructure and mechanical systems with minimal fan impact. Phases 2 through 4, from 2026 through 2029, tackle visible elements including seating bowls, hospitality spaces, and facade work. Some areas may have restricted access outside game days, but no season will occur without full public admission. The renovation represents Charlotte's strategy to maintain NFL and MLS presence through at least the 2040-year range. Rather than pursuing a controversial new stadium with even higher public costs and uncertain location battles, city leaders opted for comprehensive modernization of an existing asset in an established...
Yeah, there's no reason to... Wait, weren't they talking about... Didn't they start building another stadium? I'm fairly... Let's see. New Panthers Stadium abandoned. Oh, it was... Okay, Rock Hill developing failed Panthers practice facility land. Tepper seeks to sell site amid bankruptcy case. Paul Bentley with co-star. This is actually so funny because I literally was talking about how co-star owns everything, especially in the data and news for commercial real estate yesterday. Go check out the stream. Actually, client of mine was an engineer on this project until it got... I don't know. There's some sort of a falling out with the city over this, and then they yoinked whatever the like co-op funding was. Let's see. Offices and a practice facility for the NFL team. Asking price was not disclosed. Interesting. About 25 miles south of Charlotte, includes half built out office building that is the center of a dispute that led to GT Real Estate halting construction earlier this year and filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in June. GT Real Estate is claiming the city of Rock Hill reneged on its agreement to sell $225 million of bonds to help finance the project. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Tepper, who bought the Panthers and the team's home field, Bank of America Stadium. Hedge fund billionaire, second richest owner in the NFL. Oh, that's interesting. Who's the richest? Or the wealthiest? Who is the wealthiest owner in the NFL? Rob Walton of the Broncos. That adds up because he poached the one and only Peyton Manning, who originally was from, well, not from, but played for many years at my hometown of Indianapolis Colts. Let's see. Involves York County and dozens of contractors and vendors that were working on the development. Remains active in U.S. bankruptcy court for the District of Delaware. Rock Hill and York County rejected the $80.5 million settlement offer. Yeah, but why'd they yank it? Why'd they yoink it? Also, tomorrow's my birthday. Fun fact. So if you're enjoying this, give me a shout on Instagram at Lucas Roller, just like my name. and let me know what other sort of live streams you'd like to see. Site contains an unfinished 623,000 square foot building that has been slated to be the Panthers' headquarters office. It has 5,700 feet of frontage on I-77, new highway exit ramp. This would be great for some sort of, because that whole I-85 corridor has really been blowing up. So honestly, if they were to take this building and then go, you could put a warehouse or something there, and with a dedicated exit, that would honestly be phenomenal for any sort of light industrial application. First class property offers exceptional ease to the Rock Hill and Greater Charlotte markets. Site zone for master plan commercial, which includes mixed use, retail, office, and residential development. Honestly, this could be like, if Crescent Communities or somebody could scoop this up, I feel like it could really be a banger of like a shopping center or something of the sort. But let's go back to the video on the development.
Entertainment district. This approach preserves Uptown Charlotte's investment in surrounding infrastructure while upgrading the stadium to compete with recently completed NFL facilities in Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and Inglewood. The contract does include provisions for future stadium discussions starting in 2037, allowing potential renegotiation if the Panthers organization pursues new construction. No plans currently exist for a retractable roof, despite Charlotte's occasional weather challenges, with both.
Yeah, so coming from Indianapolis, everybody thought the roof was going to be such a great idea when they built it out there. And I'll be real, Lucas Oil Stadium is super dope, not only because they have a great name, all that oil I got, right? But no, it's I don't know, it feels really gimmicky because it takes forever for them to open and close the roof, and then also I don't know. Nobody loves the fact that we have a roof in Indianapolis. Like, nobody really cares, honestly.
Both the city and team maintaining focus on open-air football aligned with NFL tradition and cost management. Comparisons to recent NFL stadium projects provide context for Charlotte's approach. SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles cost $5 billion with entirely private financing, while Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas reached $1.9 billion with $750 million in public funding. Bank of America. Stadium.
Okay, but also Las Vegas is built different because I actually won't say the entire city. Probably half of the city's revenue comes from tourism, and that's not the case for Charlotte. Like, a lot of it's just from all of the Fortune 500 business and the local business we have headquartered here.
Renovation falls between traditional public-private.
But it would be dope if we could get the Sphere here like they have in Las Vegas. I don't know if you've seen any of the live music that like any of the live music shows they have there. It's so cool. That would be awesome if we could get something like that. If you know somebody, make a phone call and ask for it.
Splits seen in recent stadium deals, though the high public percentage has drawn criticism from fiscal conservative groups and national sports business analysts. Dr. Matheson points out that stadium renovation economics differ substantially from new construction. The existing location in Uptown Charlotte provides established access to hotels, restaurants, and entertainment venues that amplify game day.
One of the things, I don't know if you can tell, this is like an AI voice. Like, this is probably somebody that just made a faceless YouTube channel. But one of the things that nobody's talking about is the stadium's virtually across the street from the new Iron District. And so I'll pull up a map here in a minute, but what's going to be really interesting is to see what goes into some of the commercial and retail slots over there that's going to support hospitality, especially for game day and sporting events. Because I drive through there all the time whenever I'm going to Uptown. I think it's going to be a really dope little corner of the city.
Economic activity. A new suburban location would require massive infrastructure investment in roads, parking, and supporting development before generating comparable economic returns. The facility will continue serving dual purposes for both NFL and MLS operations, a relatively unique arrangement requiring careful scheduling and field management. Charlotte FC's presence strengthens the stadium's utilization argument, with combined events reaching over 30 dates annually before including concerts and special events. This higher utilization rate helps justify public investment compared to NFL-only facilities sitting empty for extended periods. Bank of America Stadium's transformation represents a critical decision point for Charlotte's sports future. The $800 million renovation keeps the Carolina Panthers and Charlotte FC in Charlotte through at least 2044, while modernizing a facility that had fallen behind contemporary NFL standards. The public contribution of $650 million from existing...
Do you catch that? NFL? Like the pause there? That's how you know this was just an AI-generated voice. But the information is still pretty good.
Hospitality taxes avoids direct taxpayer increases, though opportunity costs and economic impact debates will continue throughout the construction timeline. We'll be tracking Bank of America Stadium's renovation progress closely as construction begins in early 2025 and continues through late 2029. If you want to stay updated on all the latest NFL stadium developments and construction news...
Actually, I don't know if anybody caught that earlier. Some of the some of the drone footage that they had earlier in the video they stole from our channel, actually the main channel. But here, I was going to show you on the map. So this is Freedom right here. And then if you know Pinky's West Side Grill, because it's kind of iconic. So that is right there on the corner. You take a left, you go down Moorhead, and then there's the stadium there. And then off to the right, this right here where Bloom Studios is and the old Charlotte Pipe Company. This is where the Iron District is going to be. And I don't think we really got into it too much yesterday. But honestly, that would be another up. I hit the wrong button. Let me pull up the video over here for the where is it? Let's see. Charlotte Iron District. This will be a really good one. And then let me reshare. Here we are.
Charlotte's about to change big time. If you haven't heard about the Iron District, you're already behind. We're talking about a $1.3 billion project on 55 acres between Uptown and South End. But this isn't going to be just any other apartment block. It's going to be a once-in-a-generation transformation that'll change Charlotte forever. Today, we're going to break down what's coming in phase.
Let's find something more factual and less hypey, which I know you might be thinking that's hilarious that I, of all people, am saying something less hypey. I'm aware. I have a lot of people, whenever people recognize me, they're like,
over the years, we have seen neighborhoods across the Queen City,
which is like not intentional. I swear it's not intentional. I just get excited about it. What can I say?
Expand and grow. South End, Plaza Midwood, and Noda are just a few to see a development boom in recent years. Now a new district could soon be added to that list. Last year, one of the city's oldest companies, Charlotte Pipe and Foundry, relocated its operations from South End to Stanley County, leaving a 55-acre plot of land.
Ooh, I didn't know that they relocated. I was kind of wondering what happened to it because it's such an iconic property. While we're watching this, I'll try to pull up a really good photo of it. Actually, they'll probably have a good one. Queen City News. But yeah, it's such an iconic building and location.
In limbo.
And around the corner from there, it has one of what I think, there's like a rail line. Let me see if I can show you. There's a rail line that has what I think is maybe one of the, I keep hitting the wrong button. Damn it. My bad. There's this one street view. I'll pull it up here in a second, but it has over right by there along the train tracks, especially at sunset, is arguably, I think, one of the prettiest views of the skyline for Charlotte anywhere, even though it's in the middle of like the industrial district. Anyways, back to the video.
Now the company is hoping to turn that property near Uptown into a neighborhood. Queen City News Chief Business Correspondent Taylor Young joins us live from the up-and-coming Iron District. Taylor, a lot of plans are in the works for this property.
Yeah, Morgan, right now this property is primarily just open fields like the one that you can see behind me and a few old warehouses, but eventually the goal is to turn this into another neighborhood in the city where residents can live and work.
Thoughts originally were we could sell the property, we could redevelop it. We're not real estate guys. We don't know anything about real estate. We know how to make pipe and fittings.
It's what Charlotte Pipe and Foundry have been doing on this plot of land near Uptown for more than a century. Last year, after expanding as much as its property lines would allow, the company decided to relocate its operations to Stanley County.
We came to realize that there was a better use for this property.
The property, now dubbed the Iron District, recently welcomed its first tenant. Blumenthal Arts converted a former Charlotte Pipe and Foundry warehouse into an event space for its Bloom Studios. Its opening day was Friday.
It's a way to start bringing people to this site. If you didn't work for Charlotte Pipe in the past, you had no reason to come to this area.
But that's not all. Over the next 2 to 3 decades, the company plans to redevelop the entire property. Just this month, the company selected a developer to begin working on Phase 1. It will take place on about 12 acres of land facing Moorhead Street and will include...
I'm going to try to dig up in one of my videos also where we had, because I got drone footage of the entire property so you can kind of see the layout. It is legitimately one of the, if not the most prime undeveloped piece of dirt anywhere in Uptown. And I found the spot. So zooming out on that southwest kind of side, a little bit northwest of South End, the spot I was saying for the view. If you go to, anybody know where this is, like when you're leaving South End and you're headed out towards kind of that more north side of the city, this right here, oh my goodness, this view going over the tracks, especially because I think they've cut back some of the brush and trees over there for the rail line. This at dusk and sunset is, I swear, one of the prettiest. I mean, even this you can see. It's just one of the prettiest views of the Charlotte Uptown skyline. Is so beautiful. We really are blessed with one of the prettiest skylines anywhere. And I've lived in 25 cities, so you know it's not nothing. It's not like I have a decent sample size for saying that. And I post pictures of it every day. If you want to add me on Instagram, I post pictures
Blue apartments.
of the skyline and weather and my adorable puppy Penny at Lucas Roller.
Restaurant and retail space, offices, and possibly a hotel.
And it'll be a place where we hope people can live, work, and play.
Charlotte Pipe and Foundry CEO Hooper Hardison says it will also be a place to remember one of Charlotte's oldest companies, which employed thousands of workers over its lifespan.
One thing we want to do with this area is somehow preserve our company's legacy and the legacy that all the people that have worked for Charlotte Pipe at this location. So we hope over time, as this area develops, that we'll see remnants here and there that are referencing our past.
Now, construction on Phase 1 is expected to start next year. Once that happens, the CEO says they'll start thinking about Phase 2. And again, this entire development could take 20 to 30 years to finish. Reporting live in the Iron District, Taylor Young, Queen City News.
Oh, that was shorter than realized. That's pretty cool. Let's see what else we got. We talked about the River District yesterday. I might do a follow-up video on that. Let's see what Josh Finnegan had to say. I'm curious what he had to say.
Here's what's happening in Charlotte, North Carolina when it comes to the Iron District, set to be developed right here over the old Charlotte Pipe and Foundry. Charlotte Pipe and Foundry moved their location over to Oakboro in September of 2023, leaving this 55-acre...
Did he make a new YouTube channel? It's only 19 subscribers. Odd. For those of you that don't know, Josh Finnegan and also Andy Griesinger are both with my brokerage as well. And they're both phenomenal agents. I always see people giving Josh Finnegan crap in the comments for his like hair being slicked back and saying he looks like a used car salesman. But the dude's a very good professional. Like, as one realtor, one agent to another, he's a very good professional. One of the best.
Parcel ripe for development. And now this development is set to be one of the hottest new residential, business, and entertainment districts called the Iron District. And today we're going to tell you all you need to know about the Iron District, what it means. You're powered by E. Jump in. So the Charlotte Pipe and Foundry operated for over a century right behind me before moving a couple years ago, leaving this prime real estate up for grabs. And the location is unbeatable. It's actually right by South End and Uptown, right near I-277 and I-77. And Bank of America Stadium is just a few blocks down the road. And for years, speculation swirled that it could actually house a new NFL stadium for the Panthers. The Dowd family, who originally founded the Charlotte Pipe in 1901, was actually considering selling this property before ultimately deciding to hold on to it and hire others.
For those of you that don't know, Dowd family is in like the Dowd family YMCA. Actually, let me show you this. Coming back to the map, because I think that this is interesting. I think this is interesting. Also, if you guys got any questions, drop it in the comments. I keep the comments up while I'm streaming, and I'm always happy to do some research and drop some answers. So here, this is where Bloom Studios is. There's just across 77. There's all the there's a lot of kitchens and bars and tap rooms and stuff, and then you have a bunch of apartment buildings here, and they shut it down the whole road because they were doing a bunch of utility work, I think, in preparation for this. They just reopened it, but you can see there's so much open. I mean, compared to, let me see if I can, how do I get an angle on this thing? Maybe if I'll have to figure that out later. But there's so much undeveloped land here, because to put this in perspective, because it also goes all the way across to a lot of, I think it's all this dirt over on this side as well, because there's the actual foundry. Let's measure it and see exactly how much dirt that is. So if we do measured distance, to put this in perspective, that is 32, what's 3,300 square feet? 33 divided by, that's 0.6 miles. 0.6 miles by about half a mile in the middle of Uptown. Like, think about that for a second. Like, that is kind of nutty that's just undeveloped right there. Because you could make an argument that Charlotte Country Club is kind of similar, but it still is way out towards Plaza. It's not in the middle of Uptown. Like, that's just insane. Anyways, back to the video.
To help develop it. And they've recently decided to hand off planning and development to Trammell Crow for the first phase. Dozens of companies from all over
That might be out of date. We'll fact check that in a second.
the country submitted the proposals to help develop this property, but they ultimately decided with Trammell Crow because they felt this company was the best fit to bring their vision to life. They really wanted to start with a blank slate and pay homage to the Dowd family, Charlotte Pipe, and the workforce that built the
Dowd Family YMCA. That beautiful rooftop view. Go lift some weights on some green AstroTurf with a view of Uptown. If you haven't, I don't know if the folks we got live have been to Dowd or are familiar with it. If you are not familiar with it, especially if you like to work out, go check out the Dowd Family YMCA. It's a good spot. It gets busy during peak hours. There's also, like, I go to Core 24, and there's a couple of other really good gyms like Fitness Factory, but if you're looking for like a really good all-around gym, especially a YMCA, Dowd Family YMCA is hard to beat.
company and the country. And their goal is to create an area that has a lasting and positive impact on the Charlotte area. So you have one individual owner that has deep roots and strong ties to Charlotte, combined with Trammell Crow, which is a well-renowned developer that can bring their vision to life. And both are determined to create something really special. They want to build something extremely unique, not only to Charlotte, but to the entire Southeast. And their plan is to turn this century-old foundry into a new...
Here, I found it. Actually, that is out of date. So if you look, this is a, I'm getting my phone blowing up. I'll have my assistant schedule that. It's not Trammell Crow anymore. It's Clark Construction. Deliver an elevated fan experience that maintains the site's character. The scope now involves new seating. Oh wait, I'm silly. I'm jumping. My brain's jumping tracks between the B of A renovations and the Iron District. Well, I'll circle back on that.
hub in Charlotte, designed for easy work, life, and play. All while combining elements that really pay homage to the industrial past of this plant. Now, this entire project could take up to 20 to 25 years, but phase 1 is expected to break ground at the end of 2025. And it should take about 2 years to complete once they start, but all this is really up to market conditions. Phase 1 will front West Morehead Street and sit on about 12 acres. And we can currently expect phase 1 to feature a...
Okay, so I found it here. And this actually visualizes the different phases, which I feel like is fun. Let's blow this up. So, let's see. Can we make it bigger? Okay, that's fine. Okay, so phase 1 is going kind of where like Bloom Studios is, and then phase 2 is going to go behind that. Phase 3 is going to be over by the highway, and then phase 4 is going to be the back 40. And between phase 2 and phase 4 is where the proposed Silver Line stop is going to be, which is then the connecting light rail between Uptown and the Charlotte Transportation Center, or you might hear about like the CTC. And so then it'll go from CTC, which will be straddling 3rd Ward and 4th Ward in Uptown, then through Iron District and the stadium, and then it's going to go out to the airport, and then from the airport out to Belmont. This is going to be pretty cool, honestly, especially like if you go out there right now, there's basically nothing there. Back to the
150 room hotel, 500 residential units, 100,000 square feet of retail and restaurant, and 150,000 square feet of Class A office space. You can also expect to see about 1,200 parking spaces. And they already have their first tenant, Bloom Studios by Blumenthal Art. They've converted a former warehouse into an immersive event space for its virtual reality and immersive experiences. You may have already seen advertisements for their very first program, which was Space Explorers Infinite, and it started about September of 2024. They also plan on donating 4...
I didn't realize that it was like an interactive thing. I need to go check that out because I drive by it. When I say like literally as soon as I get off the stream here, after we wrap up, I'm going to be driving past there because I drive past there almost every day.
acres for development of a light rail stop for the Silver Line that will serve the Iron District and the Bank of America Stadium, making the Iron District a perfect stop for the future trips to and from the game. Now, planning is still in the conceptual phase, and there are a lot of things that are subject to change, but one thing is for sure, there's a lot of really cool things in the works. And at full build out, the Iron District could...
I will say, so Charlotte's done a really good job of, like, if they commit to a project, they execute relatively quickly. That said, even when Charlotte commits to something, especially because there's all the people that have lived here for forever, and then all the newer folks like myself that have only lived here for 3, 4, 5, 10 years. There's always a lot of back and forth, and stuff does change so much. Because there's a portal where you can track all the city development stuff, like projects and initiatives and proposals, and that stuff changes. So, like, even for basic stuff, like they'll want to like redo the lines on bike lanes, and then either somebody will complain or something will happen, and then they'll end up spending 6 months debating whether or not we should repaint the lines for bike lanes, when it's like you could have just had the whole project done. Anyways, I've had like 3 Celsius today, so I'm amped up.
accommodate 7.75 million square feet of office, residential, retail, and hotel space, along with parks and bike paths, making this a central hub and destination for locals across Charlotte. Now, the Iron District is really set to bring a lot of change to the Charlotte area, especially right outside of Uptown. It's gonna bring a lot of new growth and development to the area, which could have a lot of really positive impact, but could also raise some concerns. In this transformational project...
Okay, I'm getting a little bit bored. The great information, and I think it's going to be really cool when this is done, especially next to the stadium. But let's get back to the stadium. And then I want to talk about Cadia.
Century-old Charlotte.
Because Cadia is this new village development by, I forget the name of the developer. It's like one of the big developers here in Charlotte. So we'll talk about that here in just a second. One more quick video on Iron District.
Charlotte Pipe and Foundry Factory, which sits just on the edge of Uptown Charlotte, will soon be no more. Instead, tonight, the massive Iron District project is taking a big step forward.
Yeah, the large property on West Moorhead Street now has a developer to see the project through. WCNC Charlotte's Julia Kaufman has the latest on this transformational plan and when you can expect to see construction.
Charlotte Pipe and Foundry operated its cast iron factory here for more than 100 years. The development replacing it casts a new vision for the next 100 years. The foundry has a new home in Oak Borough, so its prime real estate next to the Bank of America Stadium offers a rare opportunity for developers.
With one owner, you can have one vision for what an urban development might look like.
The 55-acre property will turn into the Iron District. These new concepts showing what it could look like.
Hopefully, we'll be in a new destination for Charlotteans to go to work, live, and play.
Charlotte Pipe spokesperson Brad Mueller says they're still ironing out design details.
I think you will see a lot of sort of nods to the history and heritage of the Iron District.
The site was once a possible home for a new NFL stadium, but instead, phase 1 of development has apartments, retail and office space, a hotel, and parking.
I would just really like to see them develop this as a space for culture, especially since we're so close to the museums.
The district's first tenant is Bloom Studios by Blumenthal Arts. The rest of phase 1 will transform West Moorhead Street and surrounding areas, impacting small businesses like Zen, a creative studio. Co-owner Hope Rivers is excited about the changes, but hopes they come with traffic improvements.
As they bring in new infrastructure and bring in new retail and residents, that we have the infrastructure to support that.
Charlotte Pipe has picked developer Trauma Crow Company for the job. They hope to break ground mid-next year.
Yeah, that was one thing I noticed on the official website here. Timeline estimated start is Q1 of 2026, and they have some of the traffic control and stuff up around there, but nothing really set in stone yet. So going back to Clark Construction and the stadium renovations, I want to understand a little bit better first what is going to be the oh, that's really cool. I've been to this. I've been to Music City Center in Nashville. That's really cool. I've also been to Wintrust Arena in Chicago. So they do some really iconic stuff. Interesting. What else do they do? Chase Center. Yeah, those are the few that I've really been to. Let's see. So completion date's going to be 2030. Let's find a video on the Charlotte Panthers stadium renovation. I know we saw one earlier. I want a better, less AI one. Let's do build it big, big builds. I suspect this is basically the same faceless AI video, but we'll see.
Today, we're diving into the Carolina Panthers' $800 million transformation of Bank of America Stadium. The 29-year-old venue is getting its biggest makeover in history, a 5-year renovation that will keep the Panthers in Charlotte through 2045 and redefine one of the NFL's most iconic stadiums. Let's get started. History and context. Bank of America Stadium has been synonymous with Carolina Panthers football since opening in 1996. Originally known as Ericsson Stadium, after Swedish telecom company LM Ericsson secured the naming rights in a 10-year, $25 million agreement. The venue represented a revolutionary moment in American sports infrastructure. The stadium was the first large-scale project in the United States, funded primarily through personal seat licenses, a concept so novel that it helped the Carolinas secure the NFL's first expansion franchise in nearly 2 decades. The facility opened on September 14, 1996 at a construction...
I want to see who Carolina Panthers were awarded to. Oh, wait. They are originally from Charlotte. I swear that they... Maybe I was thinking of the Steelers. Let's see. Team was decided to serve the entire Carolinas with plan for a Charlotte-based stadium. Let's fact check this. If we go to... Oh, I hit the wrong button. My bad. Here we go. Share. League's 29th franchise in 1993, began to play under founding owner Jerry Richardson. 12 for the following year, winning NFC West before losing the eventual Super Bowl to Green Bay. And then they did not have another winning season basically ever. Sadly. I always joke that whoever I root for loses, which is like only halfway a joke, because I'm from the Midwest originally. So my teams are Purdue, which is hard to get worse than them in terms of football. And honestly, basketball right now, we're struggling. But then also Cubs, Colts, and now the Panthers. Struggling.
Cost of $248 million with an original capacity of approximately 73,000 fans. Designed by the architectural firm Populous, then known as H-Hawk Sport, the stadium featured a classic bowl design with massive arches and towers clad in black obsidian granite. The 2004 under a 20-12 contained headquarters for the Panthers, valued at $140 million. Located in the uptown section of Charlotte on a 33-acre site, the venue serves as the self-contained headquarters for the Panthers. The stadium underwent modest improvements throughout its first 2 decades. The most significant early renovations came in 2007, when the original scoreboards were replaced with 31.5-foot by 77-foot Diamond Vision video boards. In January 2014, the Panthers unveiled a $65 million improvement plan that added 4 escalator towers, 2 massive HD video boards measuring 63 feet high by 212 feet wide, and a new sound system. Today, Bank of America Stadium holds 75,037 fans.
It's interesting. They've really not done that much this entire last 30 years. They just basically put new TVs in twice, which I know it's a little bit more than just going to Home Depot and slapping up a new flat screen. But is it really that different?
Fans, making it one of the larger venues in the NFL. However, the facility ranks among the oldest stadiums in the 32-team league, and the modern NFL has dramatically evolved since 1996. Current NFL standards demand open concourses, premium seating experiences, and state-of-the-art technology infrastructure that the original design lacks. The catalyst for change came in 2018 when hedge fund billionaire David Tepper purchased the Carolina Panthers from founder Jerry Richardson for a then-record $2.275 billion. Since taking ownership, Tepper has invested more than $117 million in various stadium upgrades. However, Tepper's tenure has been entertainment and the city of...
I'm starting to get bored, so and my sister's calling. We're going to wrap this up soon. But I want to find out what the real timeline is to make this happen.
Charlotte represents one of the most significant public-private stadium agreements in recent NFL history. In June 2024, the Charlotte City Council voted to approve an $800 million renovation plan that ties the Panthers to the city through 2045. Under the agreement, the city will contribute $650 million toward the renovation, representing 80% of the total cost, while Tepper will pay $150 million upfront. Crucially, Tepper Sports and Entertainment is responsible for all cost overruns and has committed an estimated $421 million in potential capital improvements over the 20-year term. When combined with the $117 million already invested, Tepper's total investment reaches approximately $688 million. The city's $650 million contribution will be funded exclusively through existing hospitality and tourism tax resources, meaning no new or increased taxes are needed. This structure was critical in securing public support. In November 2025, Charlotte City Council took the final step to issue $650 million in debt.
Yeah, I'm bored. Let's, I think we got a pretty good grasp on the B of A. Let's see if we have Cadia Village. This will be our last one. Let's see. Yeah, David Weekley's one of the anchor developers here, and also I think there's a Publix going in. So for anybody that's familiar with North Creek Village, it's actually going to be pretty similar in terms of how it's like a blend of somewhat walkable townhomes, wooded home sites, several different phases mixed in with some retail. Like, that looks pretty cool. Yeah, there's the Publix. Very cool. Yep. If you're interested, call 980-449-3750.
If you're tired of endless strip centers and parking lots, then you're going to love this wellness village in Matthews. This is build number 25 with 30 new builds in Charlotte, and today we're looking at the 82-acre master planned Cadia Matthews community at the intersection of Stallings and Ottawa Road inside 45. It's being developed by Papa's Properties, the same Charlotte firm behind South Park's Village Place and Sherman Square, as well as Huntersville's Birkdale Village. They have a
Well, Papa's was one of the developers behind Birkdale. Crescent Communities was the lead developer.
strong reputation for building lifestyle communities with a focus on everyday quality of life and health. They chose this site because it offered something you almost never find this close to I-45, a massive, mostly undeveloped 80-acre blank canvas in a fast-growing suburban corridor. The heart of Cadia is a Publix-anchored village core surrounded by cafes, patios, and a central green.
Actually, there's a surprising amount of undeveloped land in and around Matthews. The reason why there isn't, like, there's such a constraint of, or it's very constricted, the supply, is because mostly it's locals that own it, and mostly it's locals that don't want it developed. And so a lot of the land around there is private sales for new construction for large lot, more upscale homes. So, yeah, if you're ever interested in trying to build particularly like a large lot, more luxury type property or estate out that way, give me a call. I actually have few different sellers I'm aware of that have dirt that they're waiting for somebody that wants to actually build, an estate out there versus building some sort of like multi-family or subdivision development property.
Built around walkability and small-scale public spaces. Surrounding this core, David Weekley Homes is developing a mix of single-family and townhomes, while the broader project includes a few hundred for-rent options as well. Notably, they're putting a real emphasis on housing the local workforce, prioritizing teachers, first responders, military families, and people who work in Matthews. Construction is underway now, with the retail core and the first wave of homes expected to open around 2026. This is 30 new builds in Charlotte. The next one's tomorrow, so follow for more. If you're tired of endless strip centers and parking lots, then you're going to love this wellness village.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Let's see. Do we have anything? I want to find something more interesting that we can actually show for this. River District. And not really anything we can show. I'll go out there and get video probably this next week. We'll go back to... Let's actually look at some stuff. Here we go. Papa's Properties. 82-acre thoughtfully planned community. Oh, let's see. Active adult homes, single family lots, market rate multifamily, and then the retail village. With 14,500 feet of frontage, which would be, let's do the conversion. Wait, no, not feet. So that'd be like 3 miles. Ain't no way that's 3 miles. Publix 45,000. Oh, it's yeah. Wait. What is it? 14,500 AADT. Is that the location on there? We'll figure that out in here in a second. Okay, 45,000 square feet of retail restaurants, 8,000 square feet of wellness. That's a pretty big wellness center for a community. Walking paths and open spaces, 445, for lease residential, 125 homes for sale. It's not very much. More projects. Berwick Town Center, Phillips Place. Yeah, Papa's Properties Papa's. They've had their fingers in developing just about everything in Charlotte over the last 30 years. There we go. Katie and Matthews. Community updates in the news, different kind of community. Interesting. Let's see, where's the wellness center? It's going to be that dark green. Oh, so it could be over here. Active adult flats. So this can be old people rentals. David Weekly Homes. So that'll be all the single family. This will be the townhomes for sale. This is going to be cottages. Cottage homes. It looks like those aren't true cottage homes. It looks like those are going to be duets. And a duet is where it's technically single family, but it's like 2 units that share one wall. There's pros and cons to it. I don't love it, but it's fine. Market rate apartments. So this is going to be then a big old apartment complex back in here. And then Publix, bank, medical office, village retail. This will be really cool. The only thing I'm not certain about is I find it odd that they put single family over here on Idlewild. Like, unless they're doing something with land development over here that I cannot foresee to make those more private. I don't know. I couldn't. Any of those 2, 4, 6, 8, any of those 8 lots there would be a hard no for me. And it would really have to be like exactly what a client's looking for me to feel good about it. Because you probably just want, oh yeah, duplex homes. Those aren't duplex homes. Those are duets. Salesman. At the heart of Katie Village Matthews, the Wellness Center, community's gathering place and holistic health hub. Designed with a spa-like atmosphere and a focus on whole body wellness, this thoughtfully curated space offers a range of amenities to support an active, balanced lifestyle. Residents can enjoy lap pool, saunas, and serene relaxation areas, all just steps from home. Nestled conveniently behind the Wellness Center are the active adult flats, thoughtfully designed for those looking to downsize while enjoying modern comfort and style, perfectly suited for today's active adult. These homes offer convenience, connection, and a vibrant community right outside your door. And by homes, I think they mean apartments. Unless are these actually going to be active adult cottages? Charm of a detached home with the ease of community living. Oh, my grandma growing up lived in something like this. It's pretty cool. There's actually a development kind of similar to this up, not Davidson, in Denver. I almost sold one of them. But these, I think, are going to be for rent, not for purchase. I'm excited for the Publix, though, because there's nothing better, in my opinion, than having a walkable Publix, because I love me a pub sub. Publix, Sublix. That's pretty cool. Katie Matthews Village Green Park. Oh, so they're going to have like a music venue here. Lively Hub, where retail, dining, and entertainment come together. Surrounding the park, you'll find wellness studios and authentic restaurants with inviting outdoor patios that flow seamlessly into the green. At its heart, the Performance Pavilion will set the stage for exciting events from live music and movie nights to sports watching parties, creating endless opportunities for connection and celebration. I feel like they chat GPT that, but that's fine. This will be pretty cool, honestly, because let's go back to the map. Where exactly is that going to be situated? So that's going to be, if we go back to the map, the Wellness Pavilion is down here. So the active adult flats are going to be behind it. Then these are going to be those active adult cottage homes. So this will be the rental. These will be rental homes. There's the wellness there, and then across from that's going to be the duplex homes or the duets, and then market rate apartments. So let's see, so the access for the apartments is either coming from the Publix parking lot or Stallings Road. I don't think this will be too heinous in terms of traffic, honestly. The only thing I don't particularly love is, and let's pull up the actual map here just to see if we're missing anything. I think there's really only one way in and out of the community. I don't think it connects going backwards, but let's see. We're gonna find, where is Cadia Village? Yeah. Looks to me like Stallings Road, right? So Idlewild, Stallings Road. Wait, Stallings is going to go through the middle of this. And then the next road is the one that doesn't connect. So that's Stallings and Idlewild. Let's see, Stallings, Idlewild. Yeah. So that's the ramp. Where is that? This might be heinous. I don't think so. I think it'll be fine. But Stallings Road. Oh, are they moving Stallings Road? I think they are. Because here, remember there's like a sway. So Bears Hair. Unless, hold on. So there's that road and then Stallings. And then the setup for Publix. So here. Yeah, so they're moving Stallings Road. So here's Davis Trace and then this other kind of curvy road. So let's go back. So it's going to meet at whatever 1 over is. So 1 over would be... Yeah, so they're moving Stallings because right now it's here and they're going to move it over to where Davis Trace is. Interesting. So then that's going to sweep and then this will become Publix and Random buildings and stuff. Yeah. Interesting. And that's where it's all going down. Right there. And they're going to move Stallings Road all the way down to here. I think. Yep. It's right here. Fascinating. Okay. We've been already an hour on this, and I don't foresee any new earth-shattering, groundbreaking insights that we're going to get on this. So I appreciate all y'all that have stuck with this. If you've not already, especially if you're thinking about making a move to Charlotte, hit me up, 980-449-3750. Call or text anytime. You can also scan the QR code. I have taken all my experience from doing hundreds of one-on-one consults, helping people prepare to make the move to beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina, the Queen City, the gem of the South, the crown jewel of the South. And I've boiled it all down into a quick 7-question quiz. It takes you 30 seconds. You can take all this time that you're investing in researching and and then be able to get a targeted list of areas to check out much, much faster. Scan the QR code, go take the quiz, and save yourself some time and some effort. And if you got any questions, leave comments. I read and respond to every single one of them. Or you can also, for my birthday, because it is tomorrow, you can also follow me on Instagram at Lucas Roller and hit me up with any questions there, or just follow for all the beautiful photos I take of this beautiful city. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care and bye-bye.